Hello, hello. Welcome to Blue-White Control and no more lies. Yes, indeed, Call of Manor has just released on Arena and we're jumping right in here in Explorer with this insane, incredibly good card, No More Lies. I would never have thought they would printed something like this in Standard, let alone. And yeah, it's going to make a huge impact in Standard, I would assume, but also, of course, slots in perfectly with this blue-white control deck in Explorer, which is already, one of the strongest decks in the format, I'd say, and now it's getting an incredibly efficient counterspell on 2 mana, shoring up some weaknesses in that slot before you played, like Make Disappear, Censor, Dry Disruption, change the equation, and now it's or No More Lies, and there's no question about that at all. Mana Leak is back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's better than Mana Leak. The exiling part comes up against Croxa, comes up against Arclight Phoenix when they hardcast, which happens quite often, especially, it just happens against Phoenix. And it also exiles Memory Deluge in the mirror match, so those are just 3 of the huge ones that you want to exile, and I'm sure there's many others as well. Playing a Misers, Make Disappear here. Just wanting to have more cheap interaction. And then the rest of the list is pretty stock. It's very similar to what I played in the sorry, what am I trying to say? In the Explorer Qualifier weekend in January. I have one Misers Intrude on the mind. Is a card that it just caught my attention. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good enough. But yeah, it's obviously a control card, a 2-for-1, gives you also a flyer. It's more than just a 2-for-1, to be fair. Pretty powerful instant, gotta say, pretty powerful. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a shot. It might just be worse than a 4th Teferi or a Quick Study or, anything else really. But I'm gonna give it a try. We are early on in the format. It's day 1 of the format. So, just try out some new cards. And last but not least, we're trying out 4 Meticulous Archive. I'm not necessarily super convinced that this will be correct. It sort of competes with Irrigated Farmland, which I reduced down to 1 copy just now. I don't know. But in this deck, you usually want to make your land drops. So I felt like I'm often playing the Farmland. I'm rarely cycling it. And both of them, Farmland and Archive, of course, enable Glacial Fortress. So it gives you another nice dual land that's more consistent. And yeah, surveilling. I mean, digging a little bit deeper, you can hit a Memory Deluge with it and then even get that flashback value. I mean, that's very unlikely in an 80-card deck. But hey, can happen. And yeah, just sort of dig you towards whatever you need to find. We didn't play the temples in the past, but I think this having the actual land types is a lot better than the temples because it does enable Ardenvale, Vantress, and Glacial Fortress to be untapped. So it is definitely better. And also what it also does, when your opponent besiegers you, like they want to blow up your temporary lockdown, you now can get the Archive and surveil 1, which is neat, That gives you a little bit extra card selection when your opponent besiegers you. So I would basically always play 1, I think, just alone for that reason. Sideboard, pretty stark, nothing new here. We got the Rest in Pieces for Phoenix, we got Mystic Disputes for Phoenix and the mirror match. We got a Veto, we got a Reversal for, Fort Distortion and shenanigans like that. I like it also against Treasure Cruise. If you ever reversal the Treasure Cruise, you feels pretty good. And then we have the Seedshark, which is, the flexible all-around card. I don't even know if there's a matchup where I don't bring this in, especially against the aggro decks where you take out Veto. You can just slot in the Seedshark, and then we have 2 big lifelink flyers that we can bring in against, aggro decks or Rakdos Midrange. Backup 1, you can make a Samurai or a Shark, then play the Valkyrie, buff that Shark up and attack with lifelink immediately. So I think this is a little better than like a Baneslayer of the past or Lyra Dawnbringer. And yeah, also a Narset, which is another card that is kind of good against Phoenix and in the mirror match. And yeah, I'm going to assume that we're going to see a lot of blue-white. Like, this is maybe the most impactful card out of the new set for Explorer. It obviously buffs blue-white, so there's going to be lots of blue-white. So having a good amount of hate cards in the sideboard for blue-white is a good idea, especially considering that the main deck with all these white sweeper effects and white removals, and also Wandering Emperor being great against aggressive decks. Like, the main deck is very much built in mind with aggressive decks, putting 4 lockdown, free verdict to settle, you know. And then you need a lot of cards that are good in these matchups where those cards don't shine, right? Like all lockdowns, you want to board out against Phoenix and against Blue-White. And you want to trim, of course, on settles and on your removal spells to bring in, you know, like the blue counter spells and such. All right, that is Blue-White Control with No More Lies. I'm pretty excited, as you can tell. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about this new card. Pretty crazy inclusion to the format and to, yeah, standard as well. All right, guys, let's jump in with Explorer Blue-White Control. I'd love to play first, and there it already is. And another new card. Okay, yeah, pretty good hand. Everything I need. Just need some land drops and I'm good. Perfect. I mean, here, turn 1 survey land could dig me towards the lands, of course. I mean, you can always find spots where like a survey land is good, but then there's always also going to be spots where you draw that tap land off the top, and yeah, you're going to kind of hate your situation for that, right? Because I didn't want to draw a tap land turn 5 when I wanted to slam the Teferi. Theoretically, I do have lockdown. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's best to just normalize here. I have kind of everything else anyways covered. If they play a Fable here, it's a little annoying, I guess. But yeah, just you know, play at the good pace here. Counter the 2-drop if you're a 2-drop. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I could have like turn 4 cast temporary lockdown, get rid of both. But if I keep up, I don't know. It's interesting. Anyways, what do we do here? Just, I guess, Emperor. Yeah. They have 4 cards in hand. Yeah. I guess I could get lost to Fable. Nah. I keep the Get Lost for Shieldred. That is the prime target. Powered kill in the bin. Alright. I think... I'm wondering if I should make a Samurai. I think if they're Bone Crusher, then they can kill this anyways with the Bone Crusher. If they kill my 2-2, you know. If they have Fatal Push, I guess they're gonna happily kill my Samurai. But if they had Fatal Push, they probably would have discarded it, I would guess. You know? It's just my thinking. Right? Like, it would have landed here if they had Fatal Push. Would be a little bit surprising. If they had Fatal Push, they wouldn't have discarded it. Alright, so I was right. I guess I lost out on 2 life if they have Bone Crusher here on my Emperor. If they Bone Crusher it... No, okay. Cool. Another Banky boy. Yeah, I mean, lockdown looks pretty good here, I guess. I'm just gonna go for that, I believe. I could also make a token and Deluge and make some land drops. I think it's a little better with my mana situation, to be fair, to go with Deluge. I think it's okay, though. I can reset the lockdown with my Yorion later on. I'm just gonna do it this way. Like, this just seems rather safe. No board presence. Cut them off the extra card they might draw with the Bankbuster. I'm at 18 life. They only have these Fables flipping right now. Not too worried about those. They decided not to discard, so they like everything. That's impressive. Okay, now if I draw land, I can reset the lockdown with Yorion. I might actually do that. So I can buff up my... I guess I lose out on my Samurai token in the process. I think that's fine. I'm gonna buff here, attack. And then I can make another Samurai with the Yorion. You have to put a stop in your end step. So otherwise it would pass through. Oh! That was not so smart, was it? I gave them an extra card here. I didn't think this through. And maybe it was still the correct play, but I did this a little bit hastily. Yeah, they drew an extra card there. I should still be in a pretty good spot. I mean, look at this. Like, I have the board presence, I have 2 card draw spells, a removal spell. If they try to, like, make 5 copies, I can just get lost before they can do that. Hardest act by Yorion. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's... They can kill my samurai here. That's fine. Now I can kill the Kiki, though. Croxa, that's a good one. I guess I discard Deluge. Alright, well, I think I'm just gonna take this trade. I'm happy with that. So they have 3 cards only in the bin. Because we excelled so much with the lockdown that I guess not that many cards hit the graveyard yet. Okay. I guess they can copy the goblin and attack. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. If I get a free, I can just avoid the damage. Reveal the top 5. And then you get a Thopter for each card put into your graveyard after you take a pass. So if I take 2 cards, I get a free. Oh, I put them into piles. Wow, that's some amazing stuff. Okay, well, interesting. Maybe you and you? That seems pretty good. Maybe I actually want the untapped land in that case. So I can go Teferi into Wandering Emperor. Alright, let's do it this way. So yeah, they're in a rock and a hard place. If they give me 2 cards, I get a free flyer. Like, this card is powerful, that's for sure. Otherwise, I get a 3-for-1 and a 2-2. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And sure, they ultimately get to decide what do I get. But yeah, I mean, I'm still getting extra cards, you know, and a body. You cannot copy the body though with Kiki Jiki. So in like a blue-red deck, like creativity, this would actually be decent. Alright, there's my Thopter. Yeah, Fatal Push, huh? Alright. Okay, so I take 2, go to 18. Opponent has 4 cards in the bin. Alright, another Emperor. Croxa, not gonna be easy to return that one. Thinking about killing this Kiki right away. And first things first, just play Teferi and plus. I'm thinking if I want to kill the Kiki in my end step, then my Emperor dies, but I have a second one anyways. Now that I drew Settle, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a copy, I guess. Yeah, I think whatever. I just let the Kiki live. Don't need to. No reason to do anything there. Discarded a Hive. Now they're up to 5 cards. 1 more for Croxa. Yup. I could get lost, but I think get lost is more valuable. Don't really care about anything else. Just gonna make an Emperor. Make a Samurai. Block the 2-2. They have another kill spell. Yeah, if they had, they can return Crocs. That's not bad. Ooh, okay. Alright, sure. That's good. So my guy goes down to 1. I mean, I think I still am in a pretty decent spot. And they don't return Crocs, huh? Oh, right, because the card actually didn't go to the graveyard, right? Right. Let's draw a card first. Yeah, very comfortable position here, I'd say. Even though Shark Typhoon, yikes. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this. Yeah, I mean, this is just play Shark Typhoon here and lock things up pretty much. Yeah. No way they can slog through this. Resolve Shark Typhoon into with this hand is just not. I'm at 20 life. Like, we can play a little bit more, but this game is done. You can get yourself 2 basic lands, that's fine. Hey, look, I upgraded. I finally have a glass. Not just drinking out of bottles. Shieldred. Cute. Very cute. Yeah. Be gone. If you don't mind, I would like to get rid of you. Really a nice thing that they put that upkeep stop. Really appreciate that. I hope Arena is not so bugged anymore after the update today. Okay, cool. All right, sideboarding. Technically speaking, nothing's bad. Even Veto is pretty decent, I'd say, because, you know, discard spells, Bankbuster, Fable, Liliana of the Veil sometimes, you know. So I think I don't actually have to cut anything, technically. The Absorb is a bit expensive on the draw. Dream Trawler is very powerful. Shark is a bit slow at times. I'm thinking about Chromos Seedshark. Maybe over Shark Typhoon. They both have their merit. I don't know, I kind of like this configuration I have right now. I could play a 5th Veto. You could also play this. If they, you know, they're bored down on removal. They had Heartless Act and Power Word Kill. Both of them are not great in this matchup. If they had like Bitter Triumph instead, or Molten Collapse, I think they would keep those in because they killed Teferi, right? But like Heartless Act and Bitter Power Word Kill, I might not want to keep in against this deck, you know, out of their perspective. Which then they maybe keep in some Fatal Pushes to deal with Shark Typhoon and Emperor. They have Bone Crusher, of course. But they probably are pretty low on removal for like a big Flying Angel. I mean, Power Word Kill doesn't even kill this. And Heartless Act doesn't kill it as long as it has a counter on it. But yeah, I just don't hate any card. So I guess I cut a Shark Typhoon. It's pretty inefficient. I mean, on the draw, when they tempo you a little bit, maybe I just go with another Shark. I also don't hate Absorb. Not the greatest on the draw. You could also cut a land, maybe. On the draw, the matchup is somewhat grindy. I'm playing 37 lands. I think there's some debate on how many lands you run in this deck. Like, some run 36, some run 38. Some have, like, Jurai Disruptions in the mix. Yeah, one lander, not good. Okay. There's the Archive. Sure. Because I bottom this. I could bottom Hallowed Fountain. And then turn 3 fetch for the white source. I could also bottom a Field of Ruin. Black-red has a lot of man lands. I kind of like, or like a lot of utility lands. Kind of like the Field of Ruin. Oh, I could have bottomed the Wandering Emperor. That would have been funny. Against turn 1 Thoughtseize. I didn't even think about that. It's probably not a good idea. If they don't have the Thoughtseize, you don't want to do that, I think. This is an interesting keep or not. Interesting. Don't love it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Upon drawing the No More Lies, I think this is a bottom. Or a bin. makes Delve spells a little bit better. That it surveils into the graveyard for dig through time. Ooh, tap land, another discard spell. They're thinking if they want to cast it. I only drew one card. So maybe you don't want to cast it. They're really in the tank about it. That's funny. Ah, they decided against it. Interesting. Turn 2 Blood Type. Like, is this... You don't have Fable? You don't have a third land, maybe? What's going on here? I think I'm gonna counter it. I don't know if I should do that, but again, just... Yeah, they're missing land drops. I kind of figured that was happening. Like, a turn 2 Blood Type is a very unusual... It's a turn 3 Blood Type. It's a very unusual play there, and giving them the Blood token helps them to... Ooh, interesting. Maybe I shouldn't have returned Yorion there, because I know they have Thoughtseize. I mean, I could have guessed that they had Thoughtseize. Well, I think I played Field of Ruin in case they play a utility land. Even though playing a tapped Hallowed Fountain saves me 2 life down the line, perhaps. Drawing only lands after keeping a 5-lander? We drew 1 non-land? Yikes. That's pretty unlucky. Alright, well, so it is. Opponent has no lands, we have all the lands. If I have one good top deck here, I'm right back in it, of course. But I need those good top decks, like a Memory Deluge, Intrude on the Mind, Teferi. Definitely happy I bottomed this. Would not have been good this game. Yeah. Opponent doesn't have Bankbuster, I guess. Sitting on expensive cards. I think I'm gonna take more hits from this Blood Type. I'm at 14 right now. It runs into Lockdown, it runs into Verdict. Okay, I guess now it's gone. Alright, I'm kind of happy they're wasting a duress here. It's good for me, but Crocs are coming back soonish. They're at 16 right now. Could start hammering them with the Hall. 3 cards in hand. They can discard twice and get Croxa back. Here, Shark Typhoon would have been better than this. A lot better, actually. I would have made a 5/5 at instant speed. Well. Tough situation. Do I play Chromos Seedshark? If they play Croxa, it gives me a window where then I can top deck into something and then like really get back into this game. On the other hand, if they just have like removal plus another spell, they can also do some shenanigans to get ahead. But hitting them for haul down to 9, does that really do me anything good? Don't think so. Yeah, I needed like 2 less lands here and then this game would have been interesting. Now I'm like, just not playing much Magic here. Land flooded. They discarded nothing. Okay, so it's not Croxa, but that likely means my Shark is gonna bite the dust. I guess I could have kept the Otawara instead of the Hallowed Fountain, huh? They do also have Molten Collapse. Okay. Could have kept Otawara, that would have done something here. I could have bounced my own Shark or the 2/2. Yeah. Maybe I should have done that. Bottom the Hallowed Fountain or Field of Ruin. Nice. Gosh. Interesting. They used their entire turn to Molten Collapse and they didn't discard a card. That seems illogical to me. Maybe they have a Kolaghan's command. I don't know what's going on here, but that doesn't make much sense to me. And man. Maybe I was really better off just activating my Hall. I mean, I didn't know they had the removal spell. I could have guessed it, I guess. Because they had 3 cards in hand and didn't have any lands. I think I'm just gonna bash. I don't know. Now it feels bad because I could have bashed twice in a row. But I feel like if I bash last turn, then you just discard 2 cards, play a Croxa, and I'm like very far behind. At that point, I think. Yeah. Interesting. No, okay. Good draw, I guess. I guess I'm discarding this pathway, going to 5 here. Mana Leak. Excellent. All right. Oh, even more stuff. Okay, can we draw a temporary lockdown? Or Wandering Emperor I would also take. That is a good start, I guess. All right. Let's tap one of these. Okay, lockdown. Teferi. I'm at 5. It does deal with the Croxa, but only for a turn. Fortunately, I can't deal with the Harvester as well. Deal with Croxa, they attack my guy down, play another threat. Then I scry in the upkeep. Try to find like a verdict or whatever. Or just gamble and hope that the top card is like a lockdown. Or a verdict. Or a settle. Or an emperor. Just don't take the gamble, I think. Just do it like this. I could also plus and then find like an instant speed removal. Which I have Emperor, Get Lost, March. This could have really worked out in my favor if they didn't also have the Blood Typhoon or the Death Shielded. Okay. So what can happen here is I can draw into Wandering Emperor, I guess. But at that point, I just die to this 100%. So I think there's just nothing. Yeah, because like if I even find Emperor here by tapping, then I just die to this. Okay, interesting game. I think on the play, maybe the Veto is even better. Because I can hit Bankbuster then. They have Molten Collapse. Maybe Settle I don't want. I mean, Settle would have been... The thing is, Settle is a lot worse against the deck with discard spells. Alright, I'll try this. Okay, let's just hope we draw a little bit better. That was a lot of lands. Yeah. Classic Screw against Flood, and Screw took this one down. Which that's usually how it goes. Screw versus Flood, because Flood can't capitalize on all the mana. Just sits there, does nothing, and Screw at least has a bunch of spells, and at some point the screwed mana player will just draw into lands and then has way more resources than the other player. So, yep. You gotta draw one of your... I mean, you gotta draw like one of your Haymaker cards. One Deluge. One Deluge against red-black, and you usually all the cards in the world, and you can bury them, right? You also have Yorion, which you have another resource at your disposal. And if you draw Omens, then Yorion is extra good. Sure. Bit clunky. Now I have all the value in the world. But that's okay. Font mulliganing. If they Thoughtseize, like they could definitely beat this hand with a very good start, like Thoughtseize into Bankbuster or something, or Thoughtseize into Blood Tithe plus Fable, and I don't draw any other answers. But I can draw a Temporary Lockdown, I can draw Verdict. I have options. And yeah, if they don't have the Thoughtseize turn 1, I'm gonna be also okay. They do have the Thoughtseize. Well, I guess no more lies goes. And now I'm a little defenseless. Don't feel comfortable. Yeah. That's a good start. Good start. Oh, that was nice. It's an important draw. Very glad I drew that. Sure, they have a 3-2 out, but besides that, I'm gonna be okay. A Croxa. Okay. I guess I'm ditching Teferi. Thoughtseize? No. Ooh. My favorite card to draw on turn 4. Opponent ditches a card. Alright. Flooding a little bit, ditching a land, maybe. Den of the Bugbear also in the mana situation over there. So we can attack my Planeswalkers. I think I'm gonna take the hit. I feel like it's okay to take the hit there. I'm not sure though. Ah, doing nothing. Doing nothing. Maybe a Bone Crusher Giant? Maybe a Kolaghan's Command? Interesting. I feel like if they had something here, they would have played it. So the hand has to be quite... Like, it doesn't have, like, no Fables, no Shieldreds. I would think. Or they're playing very patiently. I really don't know what to do there. I could also go Wandering Emperor. I guess I take the Lockdown. Dream Trawler, yikes. Teferi Plus is bad against Den. So I think I'm just passing again. Seeing what they do. They have Bone Crusher. Looks like it. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad I didn't play the Emperor into the Bone Crusher Giant. Now they kind of wasted it on my face. If I would have played it last turn, I could have killed my Emperor. Duress. 3 cards. I think I'm playing the Emperor here. Yeah. I need something to stabilize against this Den of the Bugbear. They can take my Teferi and play a Bone Crusher Giant. It's not a bad turn for them. But if I draw land, I have Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is just gonna obliterate them. So they really have to pray that I don't draw land. They're thinking about something, deciding to go for the Bone Crusher. Not even attacking. That was a pretty bad draw. That was a bad draw, yeah. Maybe the worst draw in the entire deck. Now, if I don't... next turn, Dream Trawler will be a good amount worse. Was I supposed to not take the lockdown with that Memory Deluge? The double discard here, like ripping my hand apart. Pretty good. I mean, I still got this Emperor going. Kroxa's coming back soonish. They have one card left in hand. I have lockdown at least for Kroxa, so that's kind of secured. Both on the Emperor here. Yeah, I think I'm just blocking both. I guess figure I could do like this. And then if they go Crocs, I can just lock on the Harvester. If they now go Croxa, what do I do? I guess I have to lock down anyways. Interesting. Maybe I just double block here. Like if I do this, they're gonna go Croxa, and what do? I have to lock down, and then my Emperor makes a token, I guess. I guess that's fine. And then I can block the Den of the Bugbear. And if they don't Croxa... No, I mean I have to make this appear for Croxa anyways. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay. No, that was a pretty good draw, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to go for that line. Oh, I messed up. Frick. I needed to let the Goblin resolve first. No. I hate it. Oh. I always do this mistake with Emperor. Also with Adeline, I always do it. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, fine. It's fine. I do this, then play Yorion. Yeah. It's fine. Devil Land. Okay. Do the end step. Stop. Flicker here, and then I just kill the Bone Crusher. And if they do the lockdown, if they play Crocs, I discard, make this appear, play lockdown, and yeah. Ugh. Jesus. Jesus. Okay. That was pretty good top deck in that situation. Okay. Well. See situational cards, I guess. 2 counterspells, don't do jack shit here. 2 lockdowns, not great against Shieldred. All 4 cards in my hand. Good old control problem, and drawing another one. Wow. Okay. Cool. Not cool, honestly. Definitely not cool. At all. Man, the top deck Shieldred. Takenuma. Wow. Okay. What could have I could have not taken the lockdown, I guess. Drawing 2 lockdowns off the top wasn't so smart. Could have taken like a land and I would have cast Memory Deluge already. Go on to 4 here. Come on, give me a land. Okay. Alright. So. Now you have Thoughtseize? No. A hive. Oof. A hive of all things. Okay. That is good. Eiganjo, I guess. I have a legendary, so I can go lockdown. Hold up Eiganjo for the hive. I can also make a samurai. And then I have 2 blockers for the hive. They're left with nothing but the hive. So if they draw Fatal Push, they can put me to 1, I guess. I could also take the Omen. I can cast it this turn. Not the Eiganjo. Dig me into something, or I take one of these power plays. It's also fine. I kind of like the Eiganjo. What do I lose to? Top deck, Shieldred. They already have 1 in the bin. They used the Takenuma. I'm at 4 life, right? So I'm comfortable. I'm kind of comfortable. Maybe just take this? Nah, they can choose the cards I get. I'll take the Omen. Sort of like the very safe play. Boom. Get out of here, Shieldred. Get out of here. Alright, map token's gone. No value there. Make a 2-2. Pass the turn. I guess if I take a Ganjo, I can just attack. 6-7. Clocking them. It's actually pretty good. Maybe just a Ganjo. I mean, if I take a Ganjo, they can like play a Shieldred. That was what I was worried about. They rip a Shieldred. With the Omen, I at least get an answer to that. Maybe, like a Verdict. Okay, feel the run. Alright. Play that, attack. There's no haste creatures in red-black. Pretty nice first match here today. Pretty close, back and forth. It looks like I'm stabilizing. Activate Hive. You want to wait until beginning of combat so they don't have the mana from the hive in their main phase to use after they activated it. Small thing, but can matter. Dovin's Veto, Teferi. Yeah, I think this is pretty safe. Like, I can, if they have Shieldred plus Bonecrusher Giant out of the blue here, then I can still Dovin's Veto the Bonecrusher Giant. And then Shieldred puts me down to 2 life, but it's gonna be okay. Because I will attack for lethal. But there's no way they can beat this, right? Close game, close match. Well played, good game. Alright, GG. Alright, I'm on a draw. Yeah, I mean, I can just get the second white with the Field of Ruin. Okay. Amalia. Oh no, Greasefang. Greasefang, alright. Discarding a Temple Garden, happy to see that. Play Eiganjo. I could have played Field of Ruin, but I don't think Eiganjo has many use cases here, so just play that. Pyros as a name. The famous general who is known for having victories, but very painful ones. Huh. I mean, I have to take any land at this point, even though this is a tapped land. Opponent passing 3 mana up does make me happy. How many, you know, lands does Greasefang usually play? Not that many, right? I'm thinking I'm just going to Field of Ruin my opponent. Although Shark Typhoon is also kind of nice. But Field of Ruin allows this to be untapped next turn, so that's big. So I think what I'm going to do... they might have Grizzly Salvage here, I guess that's the case, huh? Yeah. I mean, if I Field of Ruin, I'm also face up, showing them that I have jack shit. Which would be bad, I guess, if they go for it. Yeah. They also have mana confluence. Like, I can't even mana screw them. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna present Get Lost, March, Counterspell here. So they play around those, hopefully, maybe. Yeah. Hopefully they just play that 3-4. They didn't. They did not decide to do that. Okay. No, you got it. You got it. Actually not that bad for me. Now they have 0 vehicles in the grave. And I have like these verdicts that I'm happy to use here. I could have Shark Typhoon jumped, but I think it's safer to no, it's not even close. I have to do this to have the Glacial Fortress be untapped. Now we see how many basics they run. Get planes. They do have a planes, okay. So it's pretty good. I mean, I'm at 12. They can play a Chariot here, but I have Lockdown, which is a great answer to a Chariot. I mean, not a great answer. I could also, actually, I might just pass with Wandering Emperor, honestly. If they play Chariot, then I can take out the Chariot with the Emperor and then sweep up the tokens after. No land from my opponent. I don't hate my spot so far. Thoughtseize could make things a little annoying. Potentially. Really hoping they crew this chariot. That would be optimal for me. Traverse the Overworld. They don't seem to have all types yet. So, perhaps not the best. Could play the new Traverse, I don't know the name. But collect evidence 8. Which is pretty reasonable to achieve in Greasefang. They kept it. Interesting. $10. I could Omen first to try to hit the land and then play the land. I feel like the risk, the downside of not hitting a land there is too high for the risk to do that. March, we can march for 2. It's not enough, but yeah. To get a Greasefang out, but we don't have to get a Greasefang right now. They missed the land drop notably, so their hand is locked and loaded. Oh, okay. Interesting. Sure. Oh, a Parhelion. But not an untapped land. Oh, they can take any land? Oh, they can take any land. No! Come on! Whoa, okay. I can take out an angel. And then I can kill the Greasefang of the Emperor. So I'm actually alive here. Whew. Crazy. I don't want to... So I go to 1. Then I can temporarily lock down this. And then exile the Greasefang. Crazy. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Parhelion's still not enabled. Okay, sorry, I meant Traverse is not enabled. Oh, it is. They have a sorcery now, so they can fetch anything. Fair enough. Wild. Man, that was rough. Grease milling. Yeah, I mean, I guess Salvage would have done it as well. Salvage into... They would have drained me there with the Witherbloom command. They would have had a surely lethal. They blew up the Omen instead, which... I don't know. Like, a drain is... I'm at 10, you know? Like, the Omen, of course, can be valuable with, like, Yorion down the line, but I feel like if it gets to that stage in the game... I don't know. I think I would have just drained my opponent in that spot. So I don't think I would have blown up the Omen. And they would have won this game if they would have done so, which, of course, is easy to say in hindsight. They didn't know they would hit Parhelion. But, I mean, they have to play to their outs. And technically also play around March, which is a card that every blue-white deck plays, pretty much. And they would have saved me there. And did. So they can traverse for maybe a Shieldred. That would be problematic. Traverse lists sometimes run that. Okay, the heat is on. Opponent definitely banger after banger every turn. I had to use double Verdict. An Emperor, lockdown. Running out of gas. Interesting. I could go lockdown. And then Shark Typhoon chump the Chariot. Draw a card. Because they surely have some. You could also go Emperor, exile this, and then lockdown. It's better against another chariot, I guess. Better against various things. Maybe worse against Thoughtseize. Huh. If they get Shieldred with this, it's better to exile the Shieldred with the Emperor than exile the chariot. Such an interesting situation. I think I'm gonna keep both. And I think I'm just playing Lockdown. Maybe I just can't beat the Shieldred. Because like if I go for Emperor here, I will not be able to beat the Shieldred, right? Okay, go Lockdown, jump the Chariot, they go Shieldred, then I kill the Shieldred. Or the Greasefang, whatever it is. But then then I'm at 5, I guess. No, if they have Shieldred. No, yeah, technically I'm at 5. Yeah. They can also get Boseiju. Doesn't do anything though. Okay. Wow, they're really putting me under the gun here, man. Yeah. No. Do have to do that. Impressive. I really didn't think I would lose this game when I resolved Verdict turn 4. Impressive. They did not take my Emperor? They have Shieldred? Okay. That is actually pretty stupid, sorry to say. But like, what? Can someone explain me? Oh, they're not deciding to attack. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess if you do it this way, that's fine, I guess. Okay, fair enough. Alright, fair enough. So I need to find March, get lost. I think what really won them the game was the Witherbloom being so good, finding both land. I mean, if they had a Grizzly Salvage, I guess I would have done it too. But yeah, that was the game-winning play. They have 6 mana. I'm wondering if I definitely have to take this. I'm wondering if I take Normalize or land. I have to find Get Lost anyways. I think I just take the land, right? GG. Wow. Greasefang, man. What a deck. Keeps surprising for sure. I don't think I want these lockdowns. I do think I want Rest in Peace. Dream Trawler. Not the biggest fan of Shark Typhoon here. I'm thinking about Chromehost, Seedshark, Dovin's Veto, Dream Trawler. Boon-Bringer Valkyrie even. I guess you can tell they're like, okay, that bug still exists, alright. So you can tell there these games, especially if I have Rip out, they will just be like these grindy chariot games where maybe like a Dream Trawler is actually good. Or even a Seedshark, honestly. Don't hate it. Maybe it's just that. Veto, Veto, Veto. They might have Liliana. Really don't love Shark Typhoon. It's just very expensive. I'll try this thing and this thing. Or should I play a shark over like a Dream Trawler? Is that maybe too egregious? Maybe it's too egregious. Too expensive. Like I might not draw Rest in Peace. They also have Witherbloom command for Rest in Peace, so it's like not even that safe. And in those games, I want cheaper cards and not 6-drops. Okay. Man, that was wild. I did not think I would lose that game. That was wild. And now I'm kind of susceptible to like double discard into Chariot. Yeah. I guess blue-white can always just, you know, not have its answers line up, you know. The usual control problem. Like, I mean, Mana Leak is helps a lot in that regard. That was a very nice draw. That is like the perfect card here. Some card selection. Passes. Huh. Alright. This is obviously a Grizzly Salvage, right? Are they thinking about it? Okay. So they have both Grizzly Salvage and an Informant, maybe? Wow, okay. 1 mana Hexproof. Huh. I do like both, but I also like land drops. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I don't want the Verdict? Interesting. I think I'm gonna keep both. I'm thinking about returning Yorion here. I don't think there's much that could happen that like really punishes that. Maybe I should have just bottomed the Teferi. Maybe I was a bit greedy. If they have Liliana, I guess I wouldn't love it. Huh. If they go any creature, I just Verdict on the next turn. I'm gonna do it. I guess if they have Thoughtseize. I guess for Thoughtseize, I would want to keep up the Veto. Yeah, maybe it was too egregious to return the Yorion there. I feel like people are sometimes too cautious, and you should like do this more aggressively on turn 3 in various spots, even if you have counter magic up. Because you could just like think about the worst things that could happen and think about how likely they are to happen. If I would be playing against red-black, for example, I wouldn't do this because Fable is such a good card that I need to counter, and they also have Liliana and also have Bank Buster, so they have a lot of powerful non-creature spells. But this matchup, they don't have many, you know? So I'm like, I can risk it, but maybe I shouldn't because Thoughtseize and Duress, taking out an important card is not good for me. I don't know. Oh, opponent passed the turn. Well, oops, I guess. They disconnected. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. A Pyrrhic victory on my part here. Perhaps. Losing a game, but actually winning the match. A very Pyrrhic victory against General Pyrrhus himself. Or is it a victory for my opponent, but actually it isn't because they actually lost. So it's a Pyrrhic victory for them. Just very on flavor. Very on flavor. All right, well, see you in the next one, I guess. All right, indeed, my opponent did not come back. That's a fine hand on the play. Not the greatest hand ever, of course, but it's fine, it's fine. We always have the companion, so you can keep like 5 landers pretty happily with this deck usually. All right. So, Mono Blue Spirits. Haven't seen that deck in a while. Going in for the kill here. All right, the Supreme Verdict is going to be good. Against Blue-White Phoenix, they do have Spell Queller. But Mono Blue Phoenix, Mono Blue, did I say Phoenix? Spirits. Mono Blue Spirits does not have that, so it makes the matchup a lot more comfortable. I think March is good enough to keep. If I return Yorion here, I think it's very obvious what I have in hand. So I think I'm not going to do that, even though it's technically speaking correct. I just really want them to play another creature. And if I put Yorion into my hand, I think they won't play a creature because they're sort of smelling the verdict coming down next turn. I could Shark Typhoon to prevent some damage, but I think Shark Typhoon is so incredible in this matchup. I'm not going to do that. I could Omen here. I feel like this game is going pretty fast. A little bit of scrying doesn't hurt, and you know, like this 4 cards in hand. Like I just want to find more verdicts, more instant speed stuff. I take a lockdown, that's for sure. Bada bing, bada boom. They could have unsubstantiate, but they don't have it. They have a rattle chains. All right, 3 cards left. Okay. 13 life, 10 life. Temporary lockdown falls prey to the various counter spells they have. Shark Typhoon does not. So yeah, I think Shark Typhoon is the play. And if I draw a 6th land, I have double lockdown. Okay. They technically have lethal with the Haven. But yeah, they can't go for that. I mean, in the face of an Emperor, but this also kind of tells me that they have something that they're keeping up here. So I go to 4 if I block the Phantom. And then if I go lockdown, they go counter. I can go March on the Faceless Haven. Maybe it's correct to prevent life because I'm gonna lock down anyways. I think so, yeah. This only works out badly if they have double counterspell, I guess. Tricky. I don't know. What was I supposed to do there? This is great for me. Okay. Yeah, it worked out nicely. Put me to 2. So if I would have blocked the Phantom, I would have gone to 4. And then I guess I can just play Field of Ruin Pass. But they also had the Ascendant Spirit. So then if they attack, I can march one of the spirits, block another one. I can Field of Ruin the Faceless Haven. So I would have been fine in the other case as well. Yeah, interesting spot though. All right, no shenanigans, just blow it up. I guess now they can play a Spectral Sailor EOT, or even a 2-drop. Maybe I didn't need to do that. Why did I do that? I don't know. Not much reason to do so. I already have double white. I'm just taking blue. Like now they can just... I mean, I guess if they play something here, I can temporary lockdown. Okay. I guess that kind of walks into stuff. Pass the turn. I take a land, I think. Happy making a land drop. Should I do this? Actually, I don't know. I'm at 2 life. Or I'll just pass. Looks like they don't have anything. Okay, cool. Yeah. But like if they theoretically had like Rattle Chains plus a counterspell, they go end of turn Rattle Chains, I guess I just immediately kill it. Yeah, I guess there's no way, even if I return Yorion to, but then I wouldn't be able to cast Memory Deluge, but if that would have happened, so I think it was fine. All right, Mystic Dispute is phenomenal here. So is Rest in Peace. Just kidding. Chromos Seedshark seems excellent too. Just 2/4 blocker is OP. Veto not so much. Teferi pretty clunky. I like the Valkyrie perhaps. Just powerful. Orb is very expensive. Yeah, this looks good. Dream Trawler. Intrude. Intrude is actually sort of like an extra shark, but it can be countered, so yeah. This looks good. This looks good. Nothing else to add, really. Nope. March, Shark Typhoon upon mulligans. Yep. The power of temporary lockdown. Lockdown is weird in this matchup because on the one hand it's worse than like Portable Hole against fast starts and also against counterspells, but it is very powerful when it resolves. Yeah. Okay. I might just kill off this. Interesting. They can always trade that with this anyways right now. Yeah, I think that's better though. I'm just gonna pass. If they play something, I'm gonna know more lies. But they're also not incentivized to play something, right? Because I might have temporary lockdown. But I guess they can play this and keep up counterspell. That works. They let that resolve. They care more about the Wanderer. Alright. Oh, wow. I mean, you just basically concede the game playing the Hearse there to a lockdown. Like if I have lockdown here, the game's over. So that means they don't have counter magic, I think. That's what that means to me. I can just play a shark here. Yeah. Pretty good. Good old 2/4 flyer. Pretty good against the Spirits deck. Just really nice defensive stats the Seedshark has. Alright, I assumed correctly. So I can tap my shark, I guess. But yeah, they have such a low clock here. I'm at 13. Next turn I make Shark Typhoon likely. The Hearse is not growing right now. That's a terrible sideboard cards, by the way, against me. Like, not good whatsoever. Might just exile one of these. Or just make it 2/2 and block. I think I'll exile one. I guess they can counter. Alright, fine. I wanted to wait with the Shark because a 3/3 is a lot better on this board, was my thinking. Supreme Verdict. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna play it ultra safe. Just gonna do this on the hearse. Make a 3/3 pass. And then probably just Verdict next turn. And then I have a 3/3 here, a 4/4 from the Verdict. Like, that's so nice about the Shark. It's a token producer that somehow works with your own sweepers. You know. Pretty perfect. Just passes. I guess I get punished if they have some way, like, they have an unsubstantiate on this Verdict. If they have rattle chains end of turn here, they can do, yeah. Pretty tough to beat. Platinum tier 3. My first games on the ladder in this month, huh? Right. Happy to conclude our little journey with the new build of blue-white control of Call of Mana. Rock solid, I'd say. Yeah, no more lies. Just excellent. It's going to improve this deck. The Meticulous Archive, I think it was good. I mean, you cannot cycle it like Farmland, but Surveilling 1 is very, I mean, it's close to cycling. You know, you don't have to spend mana. You make a land drop, and you know, even in the late game when you find land on top of the Surveil, you can just ditch that land away. So that is kind of like drawing a card in the late game. And yeah, you're really happy to like make land drops until like turn 7, 8 even, because you have so much to do with your mana, with Yorion and all that. So I'm kind of like a fan so far. Intrude on the Mind, only cast it once, but when I did, it felt super powerful. And yeah, I'm actually not sure. Like, I going in, I thought I would just, you know, it's a little fun of trying that card, but it was so impressive that I'm not sure. Maybe it actually deserves space. Maybe not. But at the very least, the takeaway is that that card is very good, very powerful, very strong in like a fair setting. I suppose if we look at standard, most of the decks that are like at the top right now do run blue. So a 5-mana card, of course, pretty bad if your opponent has Make Disappear. If your opponent is going to have No More Lies, like all the Esper decks will likely adopt No More Lies. So I can see that a 5-mana card is just too expensive in that regard, unfortunately, right now. But, you know, if the metagame would be more of like Golgari and Rakdos, Midrange, even Domain, this deck could maybe slot into, you know, Esper Control. In standard, I guess Esper Control is also getting No More Lies. Oh my gosh, what? Going back to that, maybe. No More Lies is perfect for Esper Control in standard, isn't it? All right, guys. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to see covered in the coming days, which decks, which formats, and I will, yeah, certainly take a look at those comments and make up, yeah, and hopefully get some ideas from that as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Take care.